I had a request for a little bit more information about how I ended up attracting this house. Um, First, we were living in a low income housing. My husband at the time was working, I think, minimum wage. He wasn't earning that much of an income, and because we had four kids, we were subsidized through the government. And at the same time, I was a foster mom, so I had a little bit of income that was coming in from that. And something just overcame me that I wanted to buy a house. I wanted to get out of this low income situation. I wanted to have my own home. But I was living in a very wealthy area, Canmore, Alberta, which is Banff, Alberta, basically. It's one of the most expensive areas in Canada to live in. It's beautiful. And the feeling first is the most important aspect of creating something. And the feeling of getting a house and it coming, no doubts whatsoever, was the feeling that you have to get. It is the hardest thing to describe, but it is a sensation that had zero doubt that if anybody talked to me, I would be bragging that I'm getting this new house. And nothing that they could say would get me off of the I don't care, it's happening. It is, I cannot describe what it's like to believe in something without a doubt and believe in something that the whole world would totally say is insane to even believe in. But that is where you have to get to, because your universe, all of the people that you know of, banks, everybody in your community will convince you to have a doubt about something. Doubt about, where's the money going to come from? Doubt about um, getting a mortgage approved. I mean, doubt is what creates everything. And to have this experience of I'm attracted in a house with no doubt, um, try to feel what that feels like. And what I'm working on in what I want to attract, when I want to say, can I do this over and over again? Can I repeat this and attract anything that I want at will at all times? Because I know this process. It's not so much that you got to feel what it feels like to believe in the impossible, as much as working on what is that belief in the first place that makes you doubt it. And you have to get rid of those beliefs. You have to at least bring it to your awareness that you have this belief. You have to examine, is this really worth it to believe in whatever it is that you believe in? Right now it's like, I would love a car, I would love transportation, but what is the beliefs that I have that are preventing a car from coming up to my door? Well, I don't have a steady income, gas, insurance. These are all things that the income that I have today won't support a car, so that's playing a role in me not being able to attract that car. But if I went through all of those and say, well, do I really want to believe in that? Do I really believe that I need an income to pay for the gas that I need? And no, that's just something I choose to believe in. I could believe that any money that I need is just going to show up at all times. I know more than enough in my history and experiences that I can choose to believe money will show up every time I need gas. But the reason why I'm not changing that is why I don't have that car. Um, if I even go a little deeper, then it's the fact that cars run on gas and there's not really a need for me to have transportation right now. It would be um, selfish reasons. Where I'm needed is to do what it is that I'm focused on. And if I had a car, I'd be doing things that I don't really need. They would be extras. I would love extras. I would love to go out for a hike and be able to drive. I would love to go driving and go for a horseback ride. Like I would love to be able to have the transportation to do an awful lot more stuff. But I do have stuff available to me that's free, like going to the beach. I love, love, love the beach, and I live in a beautiful area, and there's a beautiful beach just a couple of blocks away, and we had a beautiful summer. But when I went and lie down on the beach, all I could think about is there's work that needs to be done. And that's basically where I'm at right now. That if I had a car and I started, enjoying a lot of other aspects of life, then the job I feel that's important to me won't get done. So, can you sort of see that the rules that we have for our lives, there's a reason to everything to believe in what it is that you believe in? And it's not so much of try to feel what it feels like to believe in something you don't believe in. Try and work past the things that are preventing you from attracting what it is. That's one important step. Now, the process of when I attracted this house, I mean, I was just friggin' excited. I knew beyond a shadow of doubt I'm getting a house. And I was not scared to tell anybody and everybody. And that seems to be one aspect of it is you have to broadcast. You have to let people know what it is you want. And that's something I think us as humans fail to do. The rich guys don't have a problem saying, this is what I want and this is what you're going to pay me. The poor guys, don't know how to speak up for themselves, don't know how to say, no, this is what I'm doing and you're going to pay me for it. We tend to like being told what to do. Just tell me what to do. I'll do it. Give me my paycheck and I'll walk out. That's what we tend to do. Um, so the process of letting everybody know, when I was in a post office, I ran into a friend, and as soon as I ran into her, I was like, I'm buying a house, and she started saying, well, how are you going to pull that one off? And some really wealthy person overheard the conversation and had to interrupt, and they had bought a piece of land that they were going to build their mansion on, and while they were waiting for that to be built, they had this mobile home that was brand new, jacuzzi tub, skylights. I mean, it was the Rolls Royce of nice big mobile homes. And they only lived in it, I think, for a month, and they only had like a 1 month old baby. So they were a very young couple, and they basically was not living in that trailer. And they had stayed the winter in their winter home in Colorado or something. And they had decided that they didn't want to live in that area anymore, so they just wanted to dump their property. So they had this brand new mobile home that they just wanted to dump. So as much as I wanted this house, they were more anxious to get rid of it. And so, yeah, there was a deposit that was needed, and at the same time, the motor in my van went and needed. I know that there was $1,000 bill in that, and I know I didn't have any money for a down payment. But they worked out the paperwork to prove that I did have a down payment, and I made payments to them to make up that payment. But the paperwork to the bank, it was, yeah, there was a deposit that they needed to see that the people that had the house kind of worked the paperwork out there. And, but there was a private loan that was made to pay that payment off. So it wasn't anything illegal, but, and I'm pretty sure because they were wealthy people, they probably had great influence in letting the bank approve it. But the bank did approve it, and it was like to my biggest surprise because our credit was really shitty, income was really shitty. Like even just being on a welfare system to being subsidized, how all of that got approved, I have zero idea, but it was like magic. I did nothing except for just brag about it, and the next thing you know, people were coming up to me and saying, here, I have a house here, this is how I can make it work for you. I literally didn't have to do anything. Everybody in the universe was coming together and just making it happen. So And every single thing that I was able to attract like magic worked exactly like that. It was the feeling of no doubt. I'm not saying that you can do this at will, because you will have a belief, you will have something there that needs to be worked through to be able to feel that type of sensation. So that's basically what the documentary is that I want to create. There's a lot of new biology, psychology, neurology, information theory, holodynamics, um, a lot of really, really cool sciences that everything I experienced, I wanted to scientifically prove how is this happening? How, and in a global picture, why we are experiencing global problems right now is because how we are creators. A lot of this information, although a lot of it is really, really new, but how we create things is you go to motivational speakers, you go and get an education, and the people that can afford this stuff, the people with the information can dominate those that don't have the information. So that's why what I want to do is more of a nonprofit and give like the default information. Everybody on a globe should actually know what we're capable of doing. And from there, if we all solved our own problems and created what it is we wanted to be creating, if we were global thinkers and see how you affect your universe and how your universe affects you, but you are the source of it, and individually we're all the source of it, we can make some global changes. But the challenge that I'm up against in making such a documentary, and this is what plays in my belief system, is I don't believe people are ready for change. We earn our living off of doing everything that causes us harm. And we don't want to face that reality that maybe what we're doing is wrong. And, this is how we feed ourselves. There's a lot of people that don't want to wake up what's wrong because they are feeding their families by doing it that way. So it's a lot easier to keep your mind blocked from. A lot of people are getting wealthy off of doing the wrong thing. And in order to produce a documentary like this, and water concept, because a lot of it is in neurology, you have to really reprogram your own brain and have some kind of tool that makes you reflect on yourself all the time. Water can help you do that, but anybody that invests in something like that wants to make a profit, and this has to be done as a nonprofit so that it's available for most people. It's 100 monkey concept. Not everybody has to get it. Just a percentage. I believe it's like 1/3 of the population just needs to see a different reality, and then we make a shift. So that's kind of, I'll use YouTube to do it. I'm kind of thinking that this is probably the better route because it is free. Peace out.